right, welcome to Talking Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about Riot Blockchain, or now Riot Platforms. Stock ticker RIOT. They are a Bitcoin mining company, among other things. So they put out their December operational update. So there's a lot of news in there. I want to go through that. We talk about this kind of stuff all the time on the channel. So if you're new to the channel or if you have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you get notified when we send out a new video. Also, if everybody could smash the like button, I would appreciate it. It helps the channel out a lot. And lastly, if you want to become a member of the channel, you can hit the join button on the YouTube page. If you don't see a join button, there should be a link below. Members get some members only content. We do a once a week members only live stream, and the members get to pick a stock for me to do a deep dive video on in that live stream. So we have a lot of fun. We'd love to have you there. Let's talk about Riot. Right now, Riot is trading, and it's the middle of the trading day. They're trading at $4.21. They're up 8.5% on the day today. They are outperforming most of their peers today, and I do think it relates exactly to this operational update. Oftentimes, these operational updates have very little effect on the stock on the day that they come out. They're up on what is otherwise a down day for most of their direct competitors, and I think it is because of this report. So this puts them at a $677 million market cap. They are now the biggest market cap out of all the Bitcoin mining companies that are publicly traded in North America. So for most of the year, Marathon was actually bigger than them. They've now put about $200 million of distance between themselves and Marathon. Having said that, although they're the biggest Bitcoin mining company by market cap, this stock is down dramatically. So we're going to look at some charts for the year of 2021 and versus their peers to show just exactly what happened to Riot in this year. And then I'm going to let you know what I think is going to happen next year, or this new year, 2023. Okay, so let's go to the operational update. January 4th, 4:45 p.m. So this came out after the market closed yesterday. Riot announces December 2022 production and operations update. Okay, the first line in bold, Riot achieves numerous key milestones and produces all-time high of 659 Bitcoin in December 2022. And in my opinion, you're going to see that it gets even better than that. So that is their all-time record. Here's their summary. Bitcoin production and operations update for December 2022. First bullet point, Riot produced 659 Bitcoin. We talked about that. That's an increase of 55% as compared to December of 2021. So same month last year, they're up 55%. They're up significantly just from last month, which was November of 2022. So in addition to that, Riot earned $4.9 million in power credits as a result of curtailment activity. So remember, they hit their all-time record number of Bitcoin mined, which was 659. And yet they still participated in curtailment to the extent that they got paid $4.9 million in energy credits. So they do the math and say that essentially, effectively, that would have been like mining another 290 Bitcoin. So altogether, had they been up and running with no curtailment, they could have taken a run at just about 1,000 Bitcoin in the month of December. So 659 is their all-time record. So I'll just say right now, for January of 2022, I would expect them to beat that fairly substantially. So I don't want to put a number on it, but I will say it should certainly be substantially more than 659, depending on how much curtailment they have to do and depending on how big the energy credit is that they earn. Okay, Riot holds approximately 6,952 Bitcoin, all produced by the company's self-mining operations as of December 31st, 2022. That is the third most Bitcoin held on the balance sheet of any publicly traded Bitcoin mining company. Marathon holds the most, although they bought a lot of theirs. Hut 8 is in second place with around 9,000 Bitcoin on their balance sheet. They did self-mine all of theirs, and you can see Riot is just under 7,000. And I will tell you, basically, that's the top three, and nobody's really in fourth place. There's a dramatic drop-off from there. So there's three companies that have a significant Bitcoin hodl, and Riot is one of them. Riot sold 600 Bitcoin, generating net proceeds of approximately $10.2 million. So 600 is more than they've been selling. For most of the year 2022, they had a hybrid approach where they hodled some of their Bitcoin and they sold some of their Bitcoin. And they were selling anywhere from 300 to 450 Bitcoin a month. It looks like in December they were required to sell 600. And it looks to me like what their strategy has been is they've tried to pay for their operational costs plus their cost of growth through the sale of Bitcoin. Okay, lastly, Riot has a deployed fleet of 88,556 miners with a hash rate capacity of 9.7 exahash as of December 31st, 2022. Core Scientific technically has more exahash than that, and they are actively producing. However, they have filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and they are delisted from the NASDAQ, and they're trading over the counter. So for the time being, until the dust settles and we see what's left, if anything, for shareholders, I'm not including them in my analysis. So of everybody that's left, which is 17 Bitcoin mining companies, Riot now by far has the highest hash rate as of December 31st, 2022. Second place would go to Marathon at 7.0 exahash. So they're substantially higher than that. It is worth pointing out that there was a big storm in Texas. So that was some good news and some bad news for them. The curtailment allowed them to make a massive energy credit, $4.9 million, as we discussed. However, some of their facilities were damaged. That affects about 2.5 exahash of their total exahash rate. Our team is working diligently on the necessary repairs, which we anticipate will take a number of weeks, during which time the affected hash rate will come back online incrementally. So this is not 2.5 exahash offline all month. They're repairing it. They're putting it back online as they go. I would still expect their production to be up significantly in the month of January. So I'm looking for 750 or 800, but I guess we'll have to see what effect this had and how much curtailment they have to do and how much they get paid in energy credits for that. Okay, lastly, they say estimated hash rate growth. During Q1 2023, Riot anticipates a total self-mining hash rate capacity of 12.5 exahash. So they have been talking about this 12.5 exahash basically for at least a year now. At one point, it was 12.8 exahash, so they made a very minor adjustment to call it 12.5 exahash. I think they retired some machines, but this has been their target for a year, and it seems like they are right on target. They're at 9.7 already. They're looking to get to 12.5 by the end of Q1 2023. So they say that assumes the full deployment of 115,450 Antminer ASICs, but excludes any potential incremental productivity gains from the company's utilization of 200 megawatts of immersion cooling infrastructure. So 200 megawatts of their machines are in immersion cooling. They do have the ability to overclock those and get extra production out of those. So we'll see what their effective hash rate is. That remains to be seen, but it looks like they are right on track. So they're one of the very few companies this year that stayed on track. Most companies fell either a little bit behind, but more so, most companies fell substantially behind their beginning of the year plan. So Riot was able to execute their plan this year. Okay, this is a chart of Bitcoin mined by month that I have put together just based on their operational reports for Riot. So you're gonna see their all-time record is this month at 659, and it's substantially more than their previous record. Their previous record was last month at 521, and I think the numbers just keep going up from here. Over the summer months, July, August, September, you will see they did a lot of curtailment. They were down at a much lower exahash rate, but you can see their production went down, but they got paid a massive amount of money, millions and millions of dollars in energy tax credits that more than offset the reduction in this production. So you can see last month, as of November 30th, Riot had 7.7 exahash. They were already number one on this list. They added 2 full exahash in the month. Marathon added 0 this month. So that leaves them well into first place. CleanSpark did put out their information already. They're up to 6.2 exahash. So Riot is comfortably in first place as of December 31st, 2022. So going into the year 2023, that's where they start. Okay, I just want to show you, to put things in perspective, for the year of 2022. This is how all the Bitcoin miners performed for the entire year. So you're going to see it was an awful year for all of the Bitcoin miners. There's a lot of red on this chart. We have some of these miners down 99 and 98%. You'll see Bitcoin itself in gold at the left side of the list. That was down 64% in the year 2022. So CleanSpark and DMG Blockchain tied for down 79%. Those were the best performers out of all the Bitcoin miners. Riot was in third place at minus 85%. So although that is not a good year, obviously, comparatively speaking, versus their industry and their direct competition, they outperformed the vast majority of these Bitcoin mining companies from a stock standpoint. But that still leaves them down significantly with a lot of room to the upside, in my opinion. Next, I just want to update you guys. I did a video last week putting out my top 4 Bitcoin miners, and it's really my top 8 Bitcoin miners. But you'll see I have ranked as number 1 Riot. So I feel like they came through for me this month with their operational report. This is what I was expecting from them. So I'm comfortable with their number one spot right now, and I think the market agrees. They're having a very green day today. I did do a video on CleanSpark, which is my number 2 overall pick, and I think they had an excellent month as well. Bitfarms also put out their monthly operational report for December, and I thought they had a very good month. So I'm still very comfortable with this top 4 and Riot being in first place. So in total, you'll see here's my top 8. I'll keep referring back to this and see how this goes throughout the year. Okay, lastly, let's just take a look at the chart for Riot. So we can see this is Riot on the 1-day time frame. So yesterday they had a very nice green candle. Today they're having another nice green candle. They're up just under 8% as I'm talking right now. And I don't know where they'll end at the end of the day. We're still in the middle of the trading day. So by the time you see this, you may know the answer to that. If we look at this chart, this is Riot's chart for the second half of the year 2022. So you can see there was a big run up all the way into August 15th of 2022. And in their instance, this was actually August 11th. So Riot peaked on August 11th, and they peaked at $10.52. So they were well over $10. They then proceeded to, this was when Bitcoin was at $25,000. Bitcoin obviously has pulled back since then. We did get as low as 15,500. We're off of those lows, but we're still trading a little under $17,000. So from $10.50, Riot got all the way down to a low of $3.25, and that was just last week. From last week's low until now, they're up around 28 or 29%. And again, we'll see where they end up at the end of the day. So they're having a nice little push. The Bitcoin miners had a very green day yesterday. It's a mixed day today, but obviously Riot, because of this operational report, in my opinion, is having a good day. So just a couple of quick price targets. If Bitcoin was to have a relief rally, and I'm not calling for a relief rally or a bull market yet, but at some point over the next 3 to 6 months, if Bitcoin could have any kind of reasonable relief rally, Bitcoin was trading at around $21,000 back in late October. And at that time, Riot was trading at around $7.75. So just to get back to that price would be an 85% increase in the price of their stock. Earlier than that, in the middle of August, Bitcoin was trading as high as $25,000. So you can see if they were to get back to that price target, they were at $10.50 approximately then. That would be 150+% increase in the price of their stock. The other thing to remember is they will have doubled in size since August of 2022. So in my opinion, it's not at all unreasonable to think that if Bitcoin can have any kind of relief rally between $21,000 and $25,000, that these are very realistic numbers with the potential to even go higher. There's a 20% potential downside built in just if they revisit their recent lows. Obviously, they could go even lower than that if Bitcoin struggles. So again, this is not financial advice. Please be very careful. This is a highly, highly volatile stock in a highly volatile industry. So those are my thoughts on Riot's December and on their 2022 and a couple of potential price targets for 2023. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and smash the like button, and we will see you in the next video.